On the news, passengers injured as US-bound plane develops technical fault returns to Lagos. Police arrest 2 for kidnapping retired AIG Odumosu's wife. And Nigeria Police Force graduates 130,000 constables in Lagos State. It's a pleasure to have you join News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I am Joy Uchejim. We begin in Lagos, where a United Airlines flight, Boeing 737-8, outbound to Washington Dulles Airport in the United States, declared an emergency and made an air return to Lagos. The aircraft's crew maintained the emergency signal with the control tower till it landed. The over 13-year-old wide-body aircraft belonging to the U.S. carrier United Airlines had 245 passengers, 8 flight attendants, and 3 pilots on board. Some passengers reportedly sustained injuries. And the Nigeria Police Force says it has arrested 2 suspects in connection with the kidnapping of the wife of Akeem Odumosu, a retired Assistant Inspector General of Police. A statement by the force spokesperson Muyiwa Dejobi said the suspects, identified as Agbojule Smart and Keleke Michael, were apprehended early on Friday as they attempted to leave Lagos State. Adejobi confirmed the suspects confessed to being part of the gang that abducted the victim on January 16th in Ogun State. He added that police also recovered 2.25 million naira, which was part of the ransom paid by the victim's family, along with 2 locally made rifles and 11 live cartridges. And in other stories, President Bola Tinubu has lauded the officers and men of the Nigerian Armed Forces as the nation's heroes, while pledging his administration's unwavering commitment to their welfare. Speaking on Thursday during the commissioning of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu Barracks and other newly constructed facilities under the Nigerian Army Special Projects in Abuja, the president expressed profound gratitude for their service. TV360's correspondent Tamilore Akinkolie completes this report.
The newly constructed Bola Ahmed Tinubu Barracks, situated in the Asokoro area of Abuja, is equipped to address the acute shortage of accommodation for personnel of the Army headquarters and other Army establishments in Abuja. Highlighting the importance of the newly constructed facilities, President Tinubu says that the project aligns with the federal government's commitment to enhancing the welfare of military personnel.
Knowing that the federal government is always ready to provide what our troops need to fulfill their mandate is essential for winning battles. You are our heroes, and I thank you for what you've been doing for this country.
Speaking further, the Chief of Army Staff, Olufemi Oluyede, commends Tinubu for his commitment to improving the welfare and operational needs of the Army, especially in addressing the accommodation deficit.
Naming these new and modern Army barracks after Mr. President is just a humble way of giving honor to whom honor is due. Today, we celebrate their visionary leadership and relentless efforts that created the foundation for us to complete and commission this project.
President Tinubu also performed a groundbreaking ceremony for the new Armed Forces complex behind Lungi Barracks in Asokoro, Abuja. The president says the facility symbolizes Nigeria's respect and dedication to provide the Armed Forces personnel with the critical resources for optimal performance.
The grateful nation honors your sacrifices with state-of-the-art facility that reflect the high standard demanded of you.
The Defense Headquarters engaged the services of Julius Berger Nigeria Limited to undertake this historic project. The choice of Julius Berger Nigeria is based on its track records of performance, assured value for money, and the ability to replicate the feat it achieved with the construction of the Office of the National Security Advisor and the National Counterterrorism Center in record time.
To provide an enabling environment for the defense industrial complex to thrive, the President has shown a deep understanding of the holistic nature of our armed forces.
With the continued support of our esteemed clients and stakeholders, we're confident that Julius Berger will exceed expectations in constructing the new Armed Forces Headquarters complex that stands as a symbol of national pride and strength. I would be most honored to later introduce the model to you, Mr. President, over there.
The President further assured his administration's commitment to improving the welfare of Nigeria Armed Forces as a reward for their remarkable effort in ensuring the nation's safety. Tamilore Akinkwole, TV360, Lagos.
And the Nigeria Police Force has graduated a new set of 130,000 police constables from the Police College in Ikeja, Lagos State. 10,000 police constables from the 2022 batch were among the graduates. The event, which marks the completion of a rigorous 6-month training program designed to equip recruits with the skills and knowledge required for modern law enforcement, was held simultaneously at 4 police colleges and 12 police training stations. Addressing the constables during the passing out ceremony, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, who was represented by the Assistant Inspector General of Police for Zone 2, Adegoke Fayoade, highlighted the importance of upholding integrity and respecting the constitutional rights of Nigerians.
Today's passing out parade signifies a pivotal transition for these individuals as they formally assume their role as professional police officers, leaving their civilian status behind and embarking on a career of service and duty. We have high expectations for this graduating class of constables, and we are confident that they will uphold the values imparted to them during their training, thereby contributing to the enhancement of law enforcement in our country. The successful completion of this recruits training and today's graduation ceremony marks a significant milestone and a major step forward for the federal government. Under the leadership of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, this achievement demonstrates the government commitment to the Nigeria Police Force by addressing the long-standing manpower deficit. The President's approval for the annual recruitment of 30,000 police constables over the next few years is expected to strengthen our internal security, enhance police performance, and promote optimal police service delivery nationwide.
The United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs and its partners have officially launched the 2025 Nigerian Humanitarian Needs and Response Plan, an initiative which seeks to address the pressing needs of an estimated 7.8 million individuals, including women, men, and children, across Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe states. The launch event held in Abuja marked a critical moment for stakeholders at federal, state, and local levels, as well as for donors and the international community, to reaffirm their commitment to supporting the vulnerable populations of northeast Nigeria. Our correspondent Emeka Amako reports from Abuja.
The persistent crisis in the northeast Nigerian states of Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe continues to create significant hardship, leaving millions grappling with daily violence, insecurity, and uncertainty. The deteriorating access to essential services like healthcare and clean water underscore the urgency of humanitarian intervention, necessitating the unveiling of the 2025 Nigerian Humanitarian Needs and Response Plan. Speaking at the event, the UN Resident and Humanitarian Coordinator in Nigeria, Mohammed Fall, revealed that approximately 3.6 million people are projected to require life-saving assistance in 2025. He noted that a total of over $910 million is needed to address these humanitarian needs effectively.
These figures underscore the gravity of the challenge that we face and that we have to stand ready for. Humanitarian intervention are key in saving life. They are key in reducing vulnerability. They are key in enhancing protection. But they can't be the solution for all the problems across Nigeria. What is required is also that the development step in. What is required also is that we double down on our effort of peace building. What is required is that the humanitarian effort is combined with peace building, is combined with development intervention to address the underlying causes of the need.
Adding to the discourse, Trud Yansin, head of OCHA Nigerian, presented a detailed breakdown of the 2025 HNRP projections, highlighting the challenges and strategies for implementation.
It cannot be business as usual because the money is not there. We see many of our international partners disappearing. On the positive side, we see the strengthening of local partners. We see an increasing number of Nigerian national partners, but also local partners. But the first thing, as I said, is that our response needs to be tailored to the needs of affected people, so that we do the right thing, we provide what they actually want rather than what we can provide. And that will then help drive improved efficiency.
Other speakers at the event called for intensified efforts not only to provide immediate relief, but to facilitate the safe and dignified return of displaced individuals to their ancestral homes.
We're also addressing the sectoral needs, especially for women. We're emphasizing the issue of food for women and access to water, and also healthcare for their families, because for the female household and household leaders, this is one of their top priority.
NEMA is fully committed to complementing the efforts of OCHA and all partners through strategic planning, robust monitoring, and the effective delivery of aid. Together we can build a future where communities are not only resilient in the face of adversity, but also empowered to thrive.
Despite these efforts, conflict, insecurity, and mass displacement, largely driven by Boko Haram insurgency, continue to hamper humanitarian operations. Authorities have stressed the need for increased military protection from the Nigerian Armed Forces to ensure the safety of humanitarian works and the effective delivery of aid to affected communities.
And in a bid to address the demand for physical identification and access to government and private social services, the Nigerian government, through the National Identity Management Commission, has reiterated its commitment to launch the upgraded National Identity Card, the General Multipurpose Card, sooner in the year. In a statement by the agency, they described the new National ID card as a single, convenient, and general multi-purpose card that eliminates the need for multiple cards. NIMC says the innovative card, made in collaboration with the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Nigeria Interbank Settlement System, is to be powered by Afrigo, a national domestic card scheme licensed by the Apex Bank to provide cost-effective and transparent card payments. And the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NELFund, has declared it has disbursed 116.184 billion naira for upkeep of students across 176,252 beneficiary institutions in the country. The Education Loan Fund was, however, given a paltry 58.4 billion naira budget envelope for 2025 fiscal year. The Managing Director of NELFund, Akintunde Sawyer, who revealed this in his presentation before the National Assembly Joint Committee on Tertiary Institutions and TETFund during Budget Defense Session, clarified that out of the 116.184 billion naira, 37.7 billion naira has been expended on institution loan. Meanwhile, lawmakers have raised concerns over the Nigerian government's continued use of the envelope budgeting system for allocating funds to ministries, departments, and agencies. Senator representing Borno Central Senatorial District, Senator Shehu Kaka, criticized the system during the submission of the 2025 Budget Defense Report by the National Assembly Subcommittees on Appropriation. He argued that the envelope system restricts MDAs from effectively performing their statutory responsibilities. Other lawmakers supported his stance, describing the practice as undemocratic.
One of the observations made was the envelope system of budgeting. To me, and I make bold to say the envelope system of budgeting is anti-democracy. It is undemocratic in nature. You want MDS to perform. Unfortunately, you are handcuffing them with funds to perform. So we unanimously resolved that we should recommend that the envelope system of budgeting should be removed from our budgeting system.
It is bottom to top. It makes a lot of sense. There should be more interaction between the budget and economic planning ministry and agencies. If you sit somewhere and decide an envelope for somebody, it looks very undemocratic. Yes, sir. I personally feel, because for some of us that are with agencies, they are given an envelope for what no discussion has taken place. I think we need to promote more of bottom to top.
The envelope system, from what I've seen, the behavior of the ministries, they will put all the money in foreign travels, put it in all kind of miscellaneous, and generate needless, because you know in capital project, it includes, it includes procurement of cars and all sorts of things. So the envelope system, in my view, what I would have liked to say to the minister, if I have my way, is to say, this 2025, what is government priority? Put the money there. What is not your priority? Delete.
We'll go on a short break here, but still to come, U.S. President Donald Trump to appeal birthright citizenship ruling. Stay with us for details of this story. Welcome back. Here's a recap of our top stories. In Lagos, where a United Airlines flight Boeing 737-8 outbound to Washington Dulles Airport in the United States declared an emergency and made an air return to Lagos. The aircraft's crew maintained the emergency signal with the control tower till it landed. The over 13-year-old wide-body aircraft belonging to the U.S. carrier United Airlines had 245 passengers, 8 flight attendants, and 3 pilots on board. Some passengers reportedly sustained injuries. We also informed you that the Nigeria Police Force says it has arrested 2 suspects in connection with the kidnapping of the wife of Hakeem Odumosu, a retired Assistant Inspector General of Police. A statement by the force spokesperson Muyiwa Adejobi said the suspects, identified as Agbojule Smart and Keleke Michael, were apprehended early on Friday as they attempted to leave Lagos State. Adejobi said the suspects confessed to being part of the gang that abducted the victim on January 16 in Ogun State. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV and ABO TV, or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery, and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
When you go into public office, you must be ready to answer to the people.
We know where the enemy is. 3 places, the Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On Digi 360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians say in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is stable, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it, so you can understand it. Use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
Digi 360, dissecting the issues.
It's time for business news, and Victoria Conde is on standby. What's the latest, Victoria?
Well, Joy, experts in Nigeria have commended the nation's new partnership status with the BRICS bloc, saying it would unlock critical opportunities in trade, investment and agriculture. The announcement made on January 18, 2025 by Brazil's foreign ministry positions Nigeria alongside other partner countries like Belarus and Bolivia. According to Brazil, BRICS and Nigeria share common interests as both actively strive to enhance cooperation among global South countries and advocate for reform of international organizations. TV360's Okpeyemi Osheni has more on the story.
With Nigeria's growing influence in global economic discussions, its inclusion in BRICS as the 9th partner country is seen as a strategic move to strengthen South-South cooperation. The partnership is poised to provide Nigeria with enhanced access to trade and investment opportunities with member and partner countries of BRICS, including economic powerhouses like China, India, and Brazil. According to analysts, the partnership aligns with Nigeria's ambition to diversify its economic relationships beyond Western alliances and attract more investments.
Look at the individual countries. Nigeria has a swap deal with China. China is Nigeria's largest importer, or should we say it's our largest market where we import from. Brazil also is a key player in Nigeria's economy as well. Ethiopia, Iran, all those countries, South Africa in BRICS are all our trading partners. So we have a vested interest to be in BRICS, individually and as a collective.
One should expect that it is not only joining alliances, but for you to be able to maximally benefit from all that it can give you. Nigeria was once a non-aligned nation. We have always been in groups that has not denied us our sovereignty, and I believe that in joining BRICS, it should be for the benefits, economic benefits, cooperation benefits to Nigeria as a nation. I believe that it should enhance our trade prospects. It should allow for market penetration for manufactured goods. It should allow for joint ventures that will facilitate our national development.
With the partnership, Nigeria is also expected to leverage the platform to drive infrastructure development, secure alternative funding, and shape global economic policies in its favor. Analysts suggest that Nigeria must carefully balance its relationship with Western nations while deepening ties with BRICS countries.
Currently, we have about a $200 million swap deal with China, but that thing is already gone. Once we issue it out, it's already gone. With the BRICS format, if we join BRICS, we can get more, which means the importers that bring in goods from China would get more financing to import goods into the country. That we're importing those goods, we can then add value to them or use locally. So that helps us to even drive down inflation in Nigeria. We've got to go explain to both of them, the Chinese. When I mean Chinese, I mean the BRICS guy, because China is the main financer of BRICS. We've got to explain to both the Chinese and the Americans. Listen, we just want development assistance. We're not for West, we're not for East, we're for Nigerians. We want development assistance, we want long-term loans. Whoever can give it to us, we will take. It doesn't mean we've gone East, it doesn't mean we've gone West. It simply means we are getting financing to grow this economy, and we're going to keep on trading with both of you. So we're not in competition, we're not picking sides.
The BRICS New Development Bank is expected to play a critical role in financing key development projects in Nigeria, with the BRICS platform offering alternative payment system and reduced reliance on the US dollar. The partnership could redefine Nigeria's role in global trade and economics. Okpeyemi Owosheni, TV360 News, Lagos.
Right now, we'll go on a short break and be back with stock market updates. Stay with us. Welcome back. The Nigerian equities market wrapped up the week on a positive note, rising by 0.79% and bringing the market capitalization to 63.7 trillion naira. A total of 125 NGX-listed stocks participated in trading, with 34 gaining and 23 losing. Guinness Nigeria led the gainers, appreciating by 10% to close at 77 naira per share, and was followed closely by Chelerams, which closed at 4 naira 0 kobo per share. On the final trading day of the week, 576 million shares were traded in 11,546 deals, with a total market value exceeding 8 billion naira. And when this is compared with the previous NGX day, which is Thursday, January 23rd, today's data shows 48% improvement in volume, 58% decline in turnover, and 5% decline in deals. Now switching to the global scene, reverse is the case, as all our selected global equities ended in the BS, as you can see on the screen. Now going straight to the foreign exchange market, the naira continued its slides against major currencies, with the black market rates reaching 1,660 naira to the dollar, 2,050 naira to the pound, and 1,690 naira to the euro, reflecting ongoing pressure on the local currency. That's it on both business and stock market updates. Back to you, Joy, for the rest of the news.
Well, thank you, Victoria. And on the foreign scene, Kenya has announced that citizens from nearly all African countries will now be able to visit without needing prior authorization. According to a cabinet directive, the requirements for electronic travel authorization will be removed for most African nations, with the exception of Somalia and Libya due to security concerns. Under the new system, citizens from most African countries will be allowed to enter and stay in Kenya visa-free for up to 2 months. And U.S. President Donald Trump says his administration would appeal a federal judge ruling that temporarily blocks his attempt to restrict birthright citizenship. A federal judge on Thursday put a temporary block on Trump's attempt to restrict birthright citizenship. The ruling imposes a 14-day stay on the enforcement of one of the most controversial executive orders Trump signed in the hours after he was sworn into office for a second term. Birthright citizenship is enshrined in the U.S. Constitution under the 14th Amendment, which decrees that anyone born on U.S. soil is a citizen. And on sports, Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen, who plays for Galatasaray, has found himself in the center of controversy following an alleged incident with a journalist. Turkish media outlet reports that the star forward allegedly assaulted a journalist at the exit of an entertainment venue he visited with friends in Turkey. The situation reportedly escalated when Osimhen, seemingly frustrated by the reporter's presence, responded aggressively. Tolga Bozuman, the journalist involved, has since shared his account of the altercation. And Serbian tennis player Novak Djokovic has suggested that he may have played in his last Australian Open after retiring from his semi-final match against Alexander Zverev due to injury and being booed as he left the court. Djokovic withdrew from the match after losing the first set in a tiebreaker 7-5, citing a torn muscle in his left leg. The decision to retire left a chorus of boos from the crowd at the Rod Laver Arena. And that's our bulletin on News Now. Many thanks for watching. I am Joy Uchejim. See you next time.